Hi, we're back. We're looking at the Chapter 2, Section 1 notes, and we're on page 2. Towards the bottom of the page, we're looking at the counterexample practice problems. Okay, again, as a reminder, a counterexample is a statement or an equation that proves that a conjecture is false. All it takes is one counterexample to prove a conjecture false. So, the first conjecture, the sum of two odd numbers will always be odd. Can you think of an example that is not that for which that is not true? Okay, stop the video, write your example. Okay, one possibility, and again, this is only one possibility. There are zillions of possibilities because this is a false statement. 5 plus 3 equals 8. Here are two odd numbers being added together and they do not equal an odd number. Next conjecture, any 3 points connected by segments will form a triangle. Can you think of a picture that will prove this false? Stop the video. You're back. Did you come up with 3 collinear points do not form a triangle when you join them together with segments? All right, the last counterexample practice problem. When any two numbers are added together, their sum will be larger than either of the two original numbers. Okay, stop the video, try it. All right, you're back. So one possibility would be 7 plus -2. We're adding together two numbers and getting an answer of 5. This is the sum. This sum is not larger than 7. And therefore, I found a counterexample for this conjecture. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the last example on the last page. In that example, you're being given, or being asked a question, I should say. You're being asked, what is the sum of the first 20 positive integers? And we're going to use a pattern or create a pattern to make a conjecture that will help us answer this question. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start by writing down the odd integers. I'm also going to list what the sum is for those odd integers and then hopefully see a pattern. Okay, so the first odd integer is 1, and added to nothing will get you 1. The next odd integer is 3, and so we want 1 plus 3, and that turns out to be 4. The next one's 5. 1 plus 3 plus 5 gets us 9. The next one's 7. 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 gets us 16. Okay, so then I take a look at that and I say, okay, well, is there a pattern from number to number? So if I take a look at that, I can see that if I put together the 1 and the 4, or to get from 1 to 4, I'd add 3. To get from 4 to 9, I'd add 5. 9 to 16, I'd add 7. Okay, and as you can see, the pattern is we're adding the next odd integer onto our sum. Okay, let's make a note about that. This works out but it would be difficult to get the sum of the first 20 unless I listed out all of the sum so that I could see where I ended up. So, without a full list. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and instead I'm going to try to see if there's another connection. Okay, so let's go back to our group here. And if I take a look, this is the first integer, and I got a 1. And this was the second, got a 4. The third, we got a 9. And the fourth got me a 16. Now, do you see anything special about 1, 4, 9, and 16? What's special about those numbers? That's right, 1, 4, 9, and 16 are perfect squares. You'll notice that 1, the first integer, is 1 squared. 4 is 2 squared. 9 is 3 squared. 16 is 4 squared. So, with that in mind, I'm trying to find out the sum of the first 20. So right now, are you in agreement with me? The sum of the first 4 odds is 4 squared, which is 16. So my conjecture would be the sum of the first n odd integers is n squared. Okay, let's label that as our conjecture. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and apply that conjecture to the question. So, that being said, the sum of the first 20 odd integers will be equal to 20, oops, lost a number here, 20 odd integers will be 20 squared. And that is 400. And so that answers our question. Again, we developed a conjecture. Let's go ahead and highlight that, which led us to come up with our answer of 400. All right, that's it for this video. On Chapter 2, Section 1, I recommend that you write down any questions you had about these practice problems so that you can ask about them in class. Have a great day.